Mate, it's been a rough year and a half, I guess, so it must be good to be back training in some respects.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, personally, it's been pretty rough, but last year was obviously a unique year for everybody, so I guess sort of took it as it was, but it was pretty good to see the boys had a good year regardless, so hopefully this year we can go again and I can be part of it. Would be nice.
A COVID season like that it's difficult at the best of times, but when you're not playing and you're isolated from people, the public and family, and you can't play as well, that must have been really difficult as well.
Yeah, I was isolated around here isolated around here as well, like obviously in rehab. Sort of didn't really get to spend much time. We were sort of divvied up into groups as it was, and rehab was sort of its own little group into itself, so spent a lot of time pretty much on my own, but I don't know, the guys were pretty good for what they could do, and I was pretty lucky that being part of this group, you never feel too isolated, I guess.
How many laps do you reckon you did at the Oval there when you were back running, just having to do them? Do you reckon it was...
I haven't actually been running that long. I only started running sort of when we started in the finals, so I was getting sick of it. I've been running laps for the past 2 years, so I'm pretty fed up with it, but it's good to be just training in a footy sense at the moment and not doing too much running. It's a pleasant change, that's for sure.
Where do you see yourself sort of fitting back into that back line? Obviously, the guys did so well last year, and Payne's coming along, and there's a lot of competition for spots for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't even know if I do fit in. I guess it's as you say, there's a lot of competition for spots, which is good for us as a whole. Can't really complain about that. I don't know how Fags will go trying to get the balance, and I guess it might be a week to week sort of thing, which is always good, I guess, in the sense that we can sort of mix and match according to who we're playing. So I haven't really thought that far ahead either. I'm just sort of excited to get back to playing, and looking forward to that side of things, regardless of whether it's in the AFL or the now VFL side.
Is there any nerves at all about getting back into playing?
A little bit, but also I don't really have too much expectation on myself, because obviously it's been so long now. So I don't really feel too nervous, because I'm not, I guess, too concerned with how it all sort of plays out. I'm just really enjoying the process and enjoying each session at the moment.
I know you said before you enjoyed the run of the team last season, but how tough was it for you having to watch it, not being part of it? Like sort of what do you like as a player? When you have to watch games.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to see the guys going so well and not being part of it, regardless of why you're not part of it. I think whether you're playing reserves or injured, it's everyone just wants to be out there. So I guess there's that sort of, I wouldn't say bitterness, but there's that jealousy, I guess, that comes with seeing what they're getting to be a part of. And I guess the club as a whole is part of it, but it's really the 22 that are playing each week. So I guess a little bit of jealousy surrounding that, and I definitely felt that on occasions last year. And just hopefully get a decent run out of this year.
The club's medical department has got lots of positive press in the last sort of 2 years, because a lot of guys have been able to come back quickly. You're almost the exception to that rule. You're the one guy who wasn't able to get consistency. Was there some frustration that everyone else seemed to be coming and going from the rehab group, and yet you were sticking around?
It probably certainly made it feel a bit more lonely. I guess other guys come in and complain for a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, whatever they were there, and sort of gave them a good reason not to really complain too much, I guess. It certainly, in that perspective, has been pretty difficult and pretty frustrating, but I guess I've almost got to a point where I just sort of accepted that what it is, and there wasn't much I could do about it, especially last year. The foot was no good, and I sort of knew it was going to be probably the season from the outset, whereas other times I think when you think you might get back and then you're delayed, it probably those times are the ones that are more frustrating. So I don't know, it's all right to see guys come and go from the perspective that at least they're getting back out there, and but as you say, it's certainly difficult.
One of the things that the boys always talk about with you is you love the gym. Your gym partner Steph's gone. Have you got a new gym partner now that he's gone?
Not really. I've sort of tried to take myself out of the gym a little bit as well. Obviously, as spending a bit too much time in rehab, you spend too much time in the gym, so I peeled right back in that sense myself. So I haven't got a new gym partner yet, but the boys as a collective are actually really strong. Like, a lot of the young guys have come along, so there's always challenges in different regards in there, so that's been good.
Was that a directive to do less weights, or is that just because you're sick of the place?
No, pretty much just got sick of it, I guess. Like, you don't need to do a lot, like sort of 1 or 2 sessions a week's plenty, but when I was in rehab, I was sort of doing 5 or 6, and you don't need to do it, and obviously you after doing it for that long, you don't want to do it anymore either. So it's not a really directive. I wasn't necessarily too heavy or anything, but it was just, losing the joy in it, I guess.
Sounds like you have to come back in and mark your territory though with the next batch coming through then, eh?
Yeah, well, that's it. I was saying, without too many threats, with Steph not around now, I can sort of pull back a bit and not have to worry about someone taking over. But yeah, as you say, maybe one of the young guys might be looking for the mantle, so I have to get back in and let him have it.
Who is the young guy coming for the mantle? It was always it was you and Steph as the best rig in the team. Who's the young guy coming through?
I don't know if there's one in particular. It's pretty collective. Harris has actually gotten really strong, so I guess obviously being down back with him as well, he's getting right up there, especially on the bench press. So I might have to nudge it back up a bit and not let him get too far ahead of himself.
What's the biggest thing you've noticed at the club, like since you played last? There's been a lot happening on the field. What have you seen from afar that your eyes have really pricked up on?
I guess just the fact that as a group we sort of never get ahead of ourselves, and whenever somebody sort of drifts off the rails a little bit or sort of isn't putting in what they need to, someone will pick them up pretty quickly and give them the nudge that they need. As a whole though, I guess it's sort of been pretty similar throughout the whole time I've been here. It's just been that sort of consistent process approach where everyone just each day is coming in and trying to get better and better. And I guess with where we sort of have gotten to, some teams might sort of slip off a little bit, but I certainly haven't noticed any deterioration, and there's probably even more drive than ever. So I've been really impressed and pleased to see that, so hopefully it keeps going.
In terms of your sort of career and your time here, how important is this season for you?
Yeah, well, I'm obviously coming off contract, so that makes it increasingly important, but obviously I feel, I guess, a sense of guilt in the fact that I haven't been able to actually go out and contribute on the field, and with Fags and Nobes at the time and Dom bringing me up here, I sort of really wanted to repay that faith, and as such I haven't really been able to this point. So this year I'm hoping that can be the year that I really justify them having brought me up here in the first place.